simply how we've existed.
Lionheart here, and today we're going to discuss just some things for you to think about and question in your life. So I actually wrote this song, and I'm going to break it down a little bit because the song actually has some meaning to it and why I'm saying these things. So I'm going to break down it a little bit for you guys and maybe get you thinking a little bit of some mindsets we can go into. By the way, just one helpful hint. First of all, if you start getting anxiety or negative feeling in yourself in your daily walk, just how you can shift your brain is go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shift your brain and go, what's the perspective right now? Where am I? What's really going on? And what am I panicking about? And remember, you can grab that bull by the horn. You do not have to believe those lies. That is something you're putting on yourself. So you have to recognize how to unravel. And a lot of times our bodies, we react with depression and anxiety because we actually have unresolved issues and lies that we're believing about ourselves. And our body's saying, hey, this belief system is really affecting my health. So just keep that in mind. So here we go. Let's start this off. So one of the lines I wrote in the first line says, what if we woke up this morning and left yesterday in the grave? Why do I say that? Okay. A lot of times we bring in the stuff and the trauma we've gone through in our yesterdays, and we bring it into the perceptions of today. And then that becomes these walls and blockages that stop us from stepping forward and trying some things again, okay? So we get these belief systems that we're all of a sudden saying like, well, that happened here, so that's going to always happen here again, or whichever, or we have allowed that trauma and pain to lock us down. You need to recognize that first of all, the past is in the grave. We can't change it. We can't do anything about it, but we need to recognize that we are thankful that we are victorious through it. And you are victorious if you're sitting here, standing here still. If you haven't taken your life out or whatever, you are still here, then you are a survivor. And you're victorious, and you matter, and you're just way to go. Way to keep trugging at life when a lot of people just, let's face it, today's day and age, we're giving up way too early. The next line was, what if we recognize each day we wake, we were born? Because recognize if you start looking at your yesterday and going, okay, hang on a second. When I go to sleep, I'm leaving this world. I'm gone. I am somewhere else. I am in another existence at that moment. I have whatever dreams I've got going on or whatever. And when I wake up in the morning, I am reborn. And the perceptions and decisions that I have in that day and how I decide to take on that day is what's going to affect me. So if I want to drag in what's going on over here, and we got to stop that even in our relationships. Like when you're having an argument with somebody, why are you bringing in yesterday and 10 other things from many years and saying, you always do that? Don't make absolutes. We don't always do something. We are human beings. We get the right to change every single day. And we need to start treating each other with that respect and understanding that that human's mistake of yesterday doesn't mean they're going to make the same mistake today. They might need some help to walk through that and recognize that they get to live in freedom again. But we have to start teaching each other more grace and recognizing it because we know our mistakes. We beat ourselves up. You're trapped inside yourself because you've been beating the heck out of yourself for those mistakes. You can't do that. And I mean, sometimes if you got to go somewhere else to start over just because, you know what, it's just so much of a mess and it's just too much. Sometimes we need to do that because you deserve to live in some peace and unity. And especially if you want to change things and you want that perception of the environment around you to be where you're at now, because you deserve to be loved and treated for who you are right this moment. What if we realize perspective is in our hands? This is your mind. This is your universe right here. God gave you this space. And what you decide to listen to and take in is on you. You get that freedom. Start recognizing the strength and freedom you were given. It's amazing. So, what if we held on to the moments as if they were our last precious breath? If we all started looking at life, like think about this. So I know what it's like to get basically told I'm terminal, like that if things keep going this way, I'm done. I have faced things in my life where I have faced life and death. And the thing is this, I realized something. What that felt like when I realized that this could be it and my life was fading, I started to see life in the moment. I started to recognize the beauty in the flowers, the trees, the bugs all around me, the dogs, my boys, and everything. I started to see the moment and hanging on to it, because this could be my last. What if we all started thinking that way? Because the reality is, 5 minutes from now, you could walk outside and get hit by a bus, for crying out loud, and you're done. And the moment you're being born, you're dying. So what if we started to seize the day? Carpe diem. What would life look like? What if you seized the moments with people and realized how precious they were, and that this could be the last moment you ever saw them? What if you started seeing everyone as your brother and sister, and that we're all just trying to get through life, and that we make mistakes every day? And what if we stopped judging each other? And what gave us this idea of what is okay and not okay? I mean, we were born free to figure life out, what was going to be okay for us. What if we started to accept people for who they were, like God does? What would that do? What would it change? Anyways, welcome to A Couple of Perspectives from Lionheart. I hope you have a beautiful day. Make sure you do something towards your dreams every day. Believe that you matter. Recognize that you are valuable. Surround yourself. If you want to see yourself be like somebody, then go and believe you can meet them. I'm telling you, in my life, even in the poorest position, I've gotten to meet some of the most high-ranking people in society, that society calls them high-ranking, and they're the most amazing people. I've been able to learn from them, and it's just because I decided that I was valuable enough to go up to anybody and say hello. And I didn't have to treat them different. I didn't have to act like they're famous or anything like that. Just treat them like my average brother and sister. And when you do that, doors open, because guess what? Those kind of people don't normally get treated like that. They don't get treated with that kind of treatment. A lot of times people in fame or everything like that, they're treated like they have something that's valuable. But in the sense where they don't get to be given to. Like, people want to pull from them all the time instead of you pouring into them. I've sat on the beach with actors while they were in tears because their life was about hiding. And then they just sat there and said, how, like, you know who we are, but how do you're just listening to us. You're just hearing our hearts. Because I didn't care. To me, their fame didn't mean shit. I'm used to living with nothing, and I was okay with that. I was at peace with what I had in my life, and I was satisfied because maybe I had little money, but I was surrounded by love and relationships that made my life, better. So I started to recognize what was beautiful in my life. And as I did that, it seemed that the things around me would begin to grow. So my encouragement to everybody is, stop beating yourself up. Start realizing you are human, and whatever other human is doing out there, you have the same capability. You might have to work harder. Some people kind of have natural abilities, but the thing is, how are you and your body and how it's created any different than theirs? You just have to work a little harder and figure out how to they did it, but no one's really stopping you but you. Peace out.